Yeah, let's get his 30.
Well, let's before we go on to the fight records. Oh no, that one's first, isn't it?
Well, no.
Can we do skills and technique?
You can do whatever you want.
Because if we're doing skills and technique, maybe one of the most well-rounded athletes ever. Jiu-jitsu, solid. Wrestling, solid. Clinch game, solid. Striking, solid. For his weight class,
yeah,
solid. I think the only thing that kills him is that, like, I think he would be the pound for pound GOAT if it weren't for the weight class he was in.
What's that? This better scent I just got on my nose, man. Like air freshener.
Yeah, I've got an air freshener over there.
Oh, I was about to say.
I ain't smelling enough.
Why is it so strong, man? Bear up my nose.
So, like, he's skills and he's a well-rounded.
He is a well-rounded person.
Like, I mean, you've got like GSP and you've got Mighty Mouse. Like, they're so well-rounded, and John Jones. They're so well-rounded. I mean, you could knock John Jones down a little bit for striking, but I mean,
Bones. He's 5'3", man.
He's so well-rounded. I think the only thing that killed him pound for pound wise is the weight class he's in. I think a lot of them small, like the bantamweights or flyweights, they're all very like, because they're so quick and small, and the punishment they take is less because they're not hitting as hard. They're all so good, like rounded wise. Do you know what I mean?
He is a beast though.
Oh, he's
big
beast.
for his size.
He's a beast, man. What was he? He was like. He reigned for so long in the UFC, didn't he?
How comes they didn't get him come back?
He said the one fight he'd entertain, like, come back for is the Aljamain Sterling one.
Yeah.
Because he said he thinks his style just matches him up. He said he's got no clinch game, and he said,
He
I'll
lost
kill him in the clinch. He said, I'll kill him in the clinch. He lost against Dominic Cruz, I know that.
He lost against Dominic Cruz and he lost against Henry Cejudo, didn't he?
Oh, okay, yes. So they were the two losses, and he's lost 2 times in one?
No, he lost to that Morales in one.
Yeah.
And then he beat him. But he also lost in WEC, like, way before the UFC.
Oh, way back. Yeah.
So he got a loss and a draw, like...
Did he lose against Dominic Cruz in WEC as well?
Yeah, it was Dominic Cruz.
And the UFC. That was...
No, he didn't... he lost against Dominic Cruz in his first UFC...
fight.
No, sorry, not his first. What about... That was his first loss he lost against Brad Pickett in the WEC. So he's only lost to Dominic Cruz once.
Yeah.
And then he drew against Jean Macau. I don't know who that is, to be fair. In his second fight. Just after his loss against Dominic Cruz. And then he just went on a tear.
It's like that confidence though, isn't it? He's like, fuck this, I ain't doing this again.
Yeah. And the Dominic Cruz one wasn't actually at flyweight, it was at bantamweight. And then he went down to flyweight.
But yeah, he's beat Cejudo.
I wouldn't mind seeing him come back, man.
He's beat a lot of people. A lot of, like, if you know, like, the UFC, he's beat a lot of good people.
He lost to that Morales and beat him back to back in the one as well. KO'd him with a flying knee. Do you remember that? That was a big flying knee.
He got the remember he done the armbar, the jumping armbar.
Yeah.
Come on, man, that guy's an animal. But the issue we have now is, because let's be realistic. Let's put it out there. It's Bones, GSP, and DJ, and you could say Khabib.
But then, do you know another thing that...
It's like the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Like, if we're talking like that. But it's now about who would you put where? Not that we're going to put him anywhere where, but would you rate DJ higher than GSP? Would you put him higher up? Would you
BJ Penn?
No. DJ Demetrius Johnson.
Oh.
Mighty Mouse.
BJ Penn.
I was thinking, what are you on about, man?
Like, do you think he's better than GSP? Like, would you?
Nah.
Like, the only thing that hinders him is probably the weight class. I mean, in that sense.
How many times did Thingy lose as well? GSP?
2 times.
How many knockouts did GSP have? But then again, like you said, it's different weight classes.
Yeah, the weight class is very different. So the power, like the flyweights, there's not really as many knockouts. Very technical.
But it's, like you said, it's more technical and more skill-wise.
Yeah. But then Demetrius Johnson, longevity.
He's still going now.
He's still going now, and he's still Rod Tang. He done him in a in a
two
weight thing. So it generally does depend on do you rate him. There's not much in it, but do you rate him higher?
That was
than
a
GSP?
funny fight as well, man.
Sick.
Because he's getting them hands at the start, man.
Rodtang was putting
pressure
in
on
the tie, kicking the shit out of him.
When
Would you
did he-
expect?
When did he fight Rod Tang?
In one championship, it was like a crossover
last
fight.
year.
That's not his fight record for me.
Yeah, 'cause I
But
think-
then this fight record don't maybe it wasn't a it classed as MMA because it's not on this record that I'm looking at.
do you reckon there's like an
No,
exhibition fight?
yeah, it was kind of like an exhibition
Yeah.
fight, yeah.
I
Because they
do
were doing.
remember him fighting him though.
So yeah, it just depends where you would put him in sense of GSP, or is GSP and DJ like 1A 1B? Do you know what I mean? At the minute, while we've not got our bones on there and stuff like that.
And how many fights has he
Then
had?
you have to
He's had like 30-something fights.
40 fights or 35.
40 fights?
I think. Well, let me look at his record again.
Bro, and he's still going.
Yeah, 36 4-1, so 41 fights.
Shit, man.
I think that includes the Rod Tang and stuff like that.
he's got longevity.
He has got, bro. And when you hear like
People speak
like,
about him.
they speak about him as like one of the best ever. Like
Not
Joe-
much influence, but I don't think MMA has that same influence boxing has, just because it's a younger sport.
Yeah, no, of course. But then you look at GSP though. He
GSP,
like,
he did.
He
yeah,
did have a
he
lot
did.
of influence
Yeah.
when it come to rising. Like if you look at all the new athletes
true,
in UFC,
true.
they're like, I wanted to be like GSP.
True.
I think he does have a little bit, but I do
Did
think
you not think because he moved out of the UFC though?
But I think his time was just done in the UFC. I don't think there was much for him to.
To do.
Yeah.
they might not let him stream on Twitch.
I just don't know what there was. I just don't know what there was left for him to. He's legit though, man.
No,
He's legit.
For me,
You don't think he could come back though?
he reminds he's
Yeah, no. I think he still could. I think he still could come back and fight people and beat them. I just don't know what was left like at that age
At
of the
that
UFC.
age,
And they
yeah.
remember they done the swap. They done him for Ben Askren.
yeah.
Ben
I
Askren
bet they
come over
regret
from one to
that.
they done the swap. Funky Ben got the shit.
But they
beaten
were
out of him.
talking
He
about
looked great,
again
did he?
swapping him and Peter Yan, weren't they recently?
Oh, are they talking about that?
Like a couple months.
Because
ago.
Pete Yan's not happy in the UFC.
Yeah, and he wants to get
go-
out, and then they were thinking.
And he
obviously,
trains in
only-
Thailand. He trains
Yeah.
in Thailand.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he trains in Thailand.
That makes
So
sense.
you know
then.
he could be
Yeah,
getting.
But I don't think DJ wants to knock that
Jammed
big Mighty
up.
Mouse,
Um,
Rasta Mouse.
Rasta Mouse. Bar led
Yeah.
mouse.
So what do we do here?
Well, I would say he's the type of person that I would put on the same level as like Anderson Silva or like you said, them four people that you
Forgot about Anderson
mentioned.
Silva.
Yeah,
Shit.
them four people that you mentioned. Are like,
Spider.
This is so
So, and we done. I'm pretty sure Linus moved GSP down to 9.5, didn't he?
yeah, he did.
He thought he was a 9.5. We had him at 9.8.
He also put an asterisk next to like. He said we can't talk about steroids or anything.
We can't talk about steroids.
But remember, like we said that, and he was like, "Well, you can't talk about Canelo if you ever do one of them." Like,
if we're gonna
like
include that, yeah, true.
Yeah,
True. No, I mean, like, I think you can if it's proven steroid use. Canelo he didn't even get banned. They just kind of was like, oh, yeah, it's contaminated
John
meat.
Jones did, though, didn't he?
Whereas, like, John Jones got, like, banned. DJ. He's in the 9s. I think, for me, in the 9s, easily, because he's one of the greatest MMA fighters ever.
Yeah.
I think there's a select few people that are in the 9s.
Like you said, I feel like
And he's one of them.
It's going to come down to like a lot of them are going to be roughly the same thing, but we'll put them in. If they're the same.
Because remember, DJ's like one of the greats.
Yeah, like
He is a 9.
yeah,
he is in the
he
9.
would be
Maybe
on that,
a
like,
lower 9.
second.
You don't hold as much weight as GSP.
In your opinion?
I just don't think he does an
reckon-
influence.
I reckon.
Oh, not an influence, no.
I reckon at 8.99 would be respectable for him.
I'm going. No,
him the 9.9.
no. Not for me personally. I generally think he's a 9.3, 9.2. Like I think he's he's a solid 9. I mean, he's a few less than GSP. Whether we're going off the 9.8 for GSP or the 9.5, he's. I would take a 9.1, 2 or 3. Personally,
I could
because he's legit. You listen to other MMA people speak about him.
Well,
No, and I don't really want to. I don't really want to chuck in losses because at the time he lost to Dominic Cruz. Dominic Cruz may be one of the greatest bantamweights ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not his
at that time,
and
it wasn't his division. He was up a division. He tried it. Like I can. He reigned for so long. Like
and he's had how many fights again in the MMA?
Well, his whole career is 41 fights.
I'll go 9-2, 9-3. I'm happy with.
And GSP's
I'm going to go 9-3. I'm going to put my foot down. I want 9-3. If you agree with me.
GSP's 9-5.
Linus thinks 9-5. We had him as 9-8. So it just depends with how we've put a score for both for him and Hart. I mean, like say if we have a dunk on or something, we can put a score for ours and dunks next to it, or Ibras and dunks or something
GSP
like that.
is fucking.
Yeah, but we're not.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm going back to GSP. I'm thinking about that guy.
What do you reckon?
Do you know what it is? I would say like a 9-2 would be.
I'd say a 9-1, 9-2.
I want 9.
No, but you've got to think like where are we going to put Khabib in there when we do it?
Yeah, but then again, he's not even fighting in the he weren't even fighting in the UFC for a lot of them fights either. So you got to add
Khabib
that
ain't got the
in.
resume that
DJ
that
has.
they have. Like because if you go Khabib skills and technique. 10 for wrestling, but that's it.
Yeah, because you are dragging him down a little bit on strike.
Like, don't get me wrong, he's in the 9s, Khabib. Whether you go like if he's a 9-3 and GSP's a 9-5, Khabib is either just above GSP or not, and then John Jones is just above. Like, John Jones could be the creme de la creme.
Hey,
like if we're gonna, I'm just chucking things out.
People you mentioned. Khabib.
Bones, Khabib, GSP, DJ. They are like
but I think
Anderson Silva. Like
but if you're looking at
they could be the top 5 fighters ever in the UFC.
Khabib ain't.
Volk's
but then Khabib, he's never lost, has he?
He's never lost. Nah,
he's never lost. So like you can't even say. I know he's not. He's not overall fighter, but it's like he's never lost.
Yeah,
something with what I have to not an asterisk, but like he
would kill
when
you.
Tony Ferguson was a dog. Somehow he managed to avoid fighting.
He didn't personally though. It weren't like he ran off. Tony Ferguson blew his knee out from tripping over wires once. That was never destined to happen.
Their past was not.
They were never meant to fight. They were just never meant to. Because then he takes the Gaethje fight on short notice, knocks years off his life after that. Never the same again after that fight. They were never meant to cross. But I think 9-3 is like fair for DJ. Like we're talking DJ Demetrius Johnson, like arguably pound for pound goat.
Still a
threat. Still could come, but yeah.
Two different promotions.
Yeah. And like I said, I really like the fact that like you lost to someone that Morales, and you like fuck it, I'm fighting him again and beat him.
Because why I'm saying
and
like
then went on attack.
Why I'm saying like there's certains that would be in the 9s. Like when we were ranking Klitschko and stuff like that in boxing, like there's a few 9s, but them 9s are like Floyd Mayweather. I don't know. Like you know what I'm saying. But like whereas these people are the greatest UFC fighters ever.
Yeah.
DJ, Khabib, John Jones, GSP. They're like the greatest UFC fighters ever. We're talking about like the Floyd Mayweathers of UFC.
Yeah.
No, we're not talking like no schmucks, no punks.
Yeah,
these are 9s. These people.
And it's all fine margins.
GSP, yeah, we could
9.25 go in the middle.
9.25.
Yeah, GSP to be fair, 9.5.
Yeah, fair. 9.25, 2.5 less. I'll take it. Yeah.
I think Demetrius, he does hold clout. He does.
Right.
And he's still a threat right now.
Still a threat.
And he's still fighting right now.
And people comment down below what you think, especially you MMA heads. There's a lot of you that comment on the MMA stuff. Give us a rating for Demetrius Johnson out of 10, and even leave a GSP one down, and we can put our score, the fan score, the fighters' scores. We can just do a line of scores.
Navigate, man. It's a rough sea out there.
It's a rough sea. It's the Red Sea.
But also, we can like put a photo up on. I can put it on the story and just like
Linus's,
Barled,
Mighty Mouse.
Yeah. No, 100%.